Rossana and Pablo to our conversation on the joint SDG fund. Rossana, I'll start with you. Could you explain how your UN team in North Macedonia and Uruguay as well, how you're working with local banks to mobilize for investments in renewable energy solutions?
So thank you. We're really excited. We just launched the Green Financing Facility in North Macedonia. This is a joint initiative of the United Nations and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the EBRD, with generous financing from the joint SDG fund and from the government of North Macedonia. What has made this truly innovative is the partnerships. This is really all about SDG 17. From the perspective as a resident coordinator, my RCO and myself, we played a key role in bringing together the UN agencies. It's a complex initiative when you're bringing in a non-resident agency. The UNEC has tremendous experience regionally on energy and technologies, but we also have resident agencies like UNDP and IOM with years of experience on the ground. For us, this mix of both energy solutions and also using remittances for productive use was critical. Moving into the renewable energies, we are trying to get to populations that are not the usual suspects. So for us, this is something that the private sector banks are interested. We're selecting recipients that are not the usual suspects. They're creditworthy, however. So it is an innovative way of involving both. We have $8 million in grant funding from the SDG fund and the government, but we've leveraged that. It's a $46 million program with EBRD and local banks. Right now, we're excited. We have 3 local banks in North Macedonia that have signed up to do the lending. And we hope that we have innovative, both technical advice, but also innovative financial tools that will be great for households and for small businesses.
Thank you, Rossana. Pablo, an example from Uruguay.
Well, I really much rely also on what she mentioned. I think we are basically working in doing business differently. We are trying to share with the banks somehow a dream of going beyond like financial profit and being able to make a difference between 2 different projects that have the same financial profit. One that is having, social, gender, environmental positive impacts in the society, and another one that is not. Currently, the banks are not looking at these dimensions, and part of this exercise is to do this business differently by providing funding and financing together with private banks and changing the way that we do business. No? So the UN country team, and we as SCs try to create this kind of momentum for a different way of working that can contribute to the SDGs, but not with public funding, but with the way that private funding is flowing in a normal situation.
So let me continue with you, Pablo. Have you and your UN team used innovative funding like the joint SDG fund to help Uruguay to make an energy transition that is just and that is equitable? And I will ask you, Rossana, the same question after. Pablo.
Yes, sure. The joint SDG fund supported the UN country team, and now we have a new fund that together with basically all the banks that we have in Uruguay that partnered with us, is lending money for the energy transition. In Uruguay, the second energy transition because the electric sector is renewable almost 100% now. So it's basically in the transport sector, it's about green hydrogen, it's about electric mobility. So to be able to scale up this work, we have approved the first operations for $1 million. The banks put $3.3 million. And now the pipeline is about an additional $1 million from us. And we have more or less $60 million from the banks as well in new projects. So we see this multiplier effect of the funding provided by the joint SDG fund picking up. And what we see with the private sector is the main area of interest for them is really our work with the social and environmental side, the involvement of the UN even more than the money. The money is there, but the issue is how you mobilize this money for a greater good. And I think we are starting to go in this direction.
Thank you, Pablo. And Rossana from North Macedonia.
So I think for the joint SDG fund, the catalytic funding really helped set off the process of defining an innovative solution. This is something that while many banks have in their objectives that they want to do green financing, it's hard to find the new markets of the not usual suspects of people that are willing to take out the loans. So what the UN brought to the table is how can we We've identified 7 underserved groups, but they're still creditworthy. So we have female-headed households, single-parent households, Roma and families with people with disabilities. These are all populations that are not necessarily the first to invest in renewable and energy efficiency for their homes. So, and it's also the component of how migrants and returning migrants who have gone to other parts of Europe that come back to North Macedonia, how they can actually invest in more productive ways. This is the component on the households. On the small and medium-sized enterprises in the market, the large companies usually take all of the loans in this area. So by focusing on smaller companies, we're actually hoping that smaller companies, they will also benefit from eventually reduced costs in their energy bills, but also cleaner air for the whole of the population.
Thank you both. Excellent examples. We wish you continued success. We hope you grow the fund and, more importantly, grow the beneficiaries and the impact. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you.